We created the room database and the repository. In this video, we'll create the view model. The purpose of the view model is to acquire and keep the information that is necessary for an activity or a fragment. It acts as a link between the model and the view. It's responsible for transforming the data from the model. It provides data streams to the view. The activity or the fragment should be able to observe changes in the view model. View models usually expose this information via LiveData or Android data binding. Let's jump into Android Studio and create our view model. Create a new Java class and I'll name it as my view model. And typically we need to extend view model from Android lifecycle. But if we open the repository, I need to initialize this repository. And to initialize it, I need to call its constructor and pass an application as a parameter. If you need to use the context inside your view model, you should use Android view model AVM instead of a view model because it contains the application context. I'll show you the problem. Here I need to initialize and create an instance from the repository, my repository. And in the constructor of this view model, I need to initialize it. This repository equal to new repository. And here I need to pass a parameter of type application. Here's the problem where I can get the application. Get application context, the view dot get application context. Nothing I can use to get the application instance. So the solution is to change from view model to Android view model. Android view model class is a subclass of a view model, and similar to them, they are designed to store and manage UI related data that are responsible to prepare and provide data for the UI and automatically allow data to survive configuration changes. So I can use a new constructor, Alt plus insert constructor, my repository, and you can see my application is passed. Okay, so this constructor will get application and a repository. I'll remove this repository because I need to initialize it here, equal to new repository and pass the application as a parameter. So this is how we use the Android view model. Again, Android view model is a subclass of view model that are designed to store and manage UI related data. Then I need to create the live data. And this live data instance, all contacts, will call the repository.getAllContacts method. This method get all contacts and return the data and store it inside the live data. So public live data of type list of contacts data type get all contacts. Then all contacts live data equal to repository.getAllContacts. You can see I'm using the repository to get all contacts and execute this method. Return all contacts. Also, I have inside this repository two other methods, add contact and delete contact. So I'll use view model to create these methods and call the methods of the repository. Public void add new contact, and I need to pass a contact object. You can see I'm using my repository instance to call and execute the functions. Add contact, public void delete contact. I need to pass contacts object and use it in order to execute the repository delete contact method and pass the contact. So this class will provide the data to the UI. Live data is used to observe changes in the user data and automatically update the UI when data changes. And contacts can be inserted into room database through the view model and also be deleted. This MVVM architecture separates concerns, makes the code more maintainable, and ensures a responsive and up-to-date UI. The view model acts as a bridge between the UI and the data source, which is the room database in our application, making it easier to manage data and UI interactions.